Another more local example of the evolution of dirt horse tracks to racing is the Indiana State Fairgrounds, which held a automobile event in 1903. So these races oftentimes would be paired up with the actual state fair. So it's another way to build the event, to make the event even more of a spectacle, is to have it take place during a state fair. And then vice versa, the event could then also draw more people to the state fair, and the midway and the cuisine and all of that. So the state fairgrounds here in Indiana actually held an automobile race before the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. A quote by A.J. Foyt here shows, I think, the characteristics that you would find at a dirt fair racetrack. We still see some of these today, but at the time, these were events that you had a lot going on. It was all about drawing in as many people as possible. I would argue the most famous racing venue in the world is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which was built in 1909. It's the first purpose-built speedway in the United States. What that means, it was built strictly for automobile racing. Whereas the other examples I gave, the Vanderbilt Cup was a point-to-point race held on public roads, and those dirt track races were held on venues that were originally built for horses. They weren't built for automobile races. And so this was also built to showcase the Indiana automobile industry. At the time, Indiana automobile industry was competing head-to-head with Detroit. Was competing head-to-head with Cleveland and Toledo and Chicago. And so we were going to showcase how dynamic, how great our local automobile industry was. And so by constructing this venue was seen as a way to promote it, a way to showcase that. Further, it was also seen as a venue to test out new ideas. And so we can see how this was originally built very much with the local area in mind, as far as promoting the local automotive industry. Further, this is one of the first and only paved venues that you would find up until World War II. So originally it was kind of a crushed stone tar mix, but later on became brick paved. We know it as the Brickyard today. And so why are there hardly any venues that were built before World War II that used paved or asphalt? Well, because asphalt really wasn't perfected yet. It wasn't really something that was widely used and did not progress to the technology we see it today. Further, we're talking about very, very tight economically, especially during the Great Depression. And brick paved venue that's 2.5 miles, that cost a lot of money. And so we think about the expense associated as well. Why was this a preferred way, though, compared to dirt tracks? Is that you reduce the dirt and all the kind of the visibility concerns for spectators that we'd find with dirt tracks, kicking up all that dirt and dust and so on.